In this video, we're going to look at an industry that has very low competition and build an e-commerce store that can generate up to 100 million naira per year consistently in that particular industry. We're going to look at products, we're going to look at platform ideas, we're going to look at examples, inspirations, profit margin, pricing, all sorts of things in this particular video. By the end of this video, you can actually take what I have created and go and start implementing it for yourself. Now, if you've watched any of my e-commerce videos, you'll know that I have something called the PDP framework. We use it as a product identification system or tool that helps us to find profitable products that we can go and start selling in a particular market. Now, the focus market obviously is the Nigerian market, okay? And I'm going to show you why I'm picking the Nigerian market. If we're trying to sell somewhere else or into a different market, there are certain things we will look for that would work in those different markets. But for this particular video, we're focusing on the Nigerian market. Now, within the Nigerian market, I want to also focus on the furniture industry. And I have two reasons why. The first reason is because there's a particular statistical report that I have been consistently following up on that always shows that there's a consistent increase for the furniture niche or the furniture industry when it comes to e-commerce or e-commerce businesses. So I know there's a demand for that, right? Another thing is I work from home a lot. So I know how much I have spent to set up my YouTube studio, to set up my work from home office, to even buy the bed I currently sleep on. I know how much money I spent for these particular things. And I know that there's a big opportunity for e-commerce brands to get into that market. So we know that we're targeting Nigerians. We know that we want to focus on the furniture niche. We know that we're focusing on work from home, all those amazing things, right? Good. But we need to kind of find relevant data to make sure that what we're doing is legit or is going to work. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can use any other AI platform that you want to use. It's up to you. But I have a particular prompt that you can use for this. Now, this prompt can work for any industry. It doesn't just have to work for the furniture industry. I've just created it specifically for the furniture industry because that's where the low competition is. When you click on search, it's going to show you different sorts of sources of data, right? That's a tongue twister right there. And then you just want to check this out and make sure that they are accurate, right? Now, one of the most common sources of data is Google Trends. Google Trends basically records what is trending or what people are searching for in all over the place. So you can do it per country, you can do it per sort of like keyword, things like that. We are going to use it for keywords, right? So the first one is work from home. Like I told you, that's the niche we're focusing on. Now, within work from home, what are the most common products that people buy? Office chair, office table, right? Those are the most common things that people buy. Now, there is electric adjustable office table. There is ergonomic chair. There are all those little things that we would go into, I get, but the simple thing, it will be office table, office chair. People are searching for office chair price, office table, office chair price in Nigeria. And this is just within the last 12 months. Now, the reason why I also like this Google Trends data point is because it would help me know what exactly I should be using as keywords for my products when I list them on my platform. So we're going to talk about platform later on in this video, but basically when I start to sell online, I want to find certain keywords that people are using to search so that my own store will show when they search for those products. This is for office table. So what you notice is that office chair and office table, in a way, some of the things that they search for overlap. So that means people that are searching for office chairs also search for office tables, which is common sense. And people that search for office tables also search for office chairs, that sort of thing, right? It's not groundbreaking information, but it's just something that it would be good for you to note. When it comes to how much do these people have? So we know that we're targeting Nigerians, right? Good. How much do Nigerians typically have? I mentioned this in a previous video where whenever it comes to e-commerce and you're targeting a particular market, you typically have two options. Either you target the mass or you target the 1% or the niche market. And from this particular Piggyverse report that I like to use a lot, you can see that 86% of Nigerians can afford to buy a product that is less than $100. So what that pretty much means is if you're selling a product, as of today, $100 is 135,000 naira. Let's approximate that, okay? If you want to sell a product for less than that amount, then you are targeting the mass market. If you are selling anything above $500, greater than $500, which is about I think that's about 600,000 naira or something like that, then you are targeting the niche market. Now, why is this important? When you are building your platform, when you are creating your social media content and you're creating a brand for your business, you want to make sure that if you're targeting that niche market, you look the part. Like, it is very important that your aesthetics, your looks, everything fits that particular market. Just so you know, everything that I'm going to show in this video, I've put it together in a very, very strong deck. Now, if you want access to this deck, it is very simple. It is free. I just need you to like this video, and once this video gets 100 likes, download this free deck. Okay, if it doesn't get 100 likes, I'm not sharing it. So if you have to like it and then go and share the video with your friends so that they can watch it and also like it and subscribe, then I'll give you access to this thing. Okay, let's get back to the video. Now that we know how much they have available, let's begin to look at demographics. So demographics is gender, population size, things like that. And what I have here is something that I want you to pay close attention to. Okay, so approximate population in Nigeria is 230 million people. Some people say, well, above 300, blah blah blah, but what I've seen is the general consensus and the median average or the common average is 235 actually, but 230 million people, right? Out of those 230 million people, the target audience, so that's Gen Z and millennials. Remember, that's what we spoke about when we were doing our first market research. That first research prompt that we used, if you remember, that's where it all starts from. So that particular core audience, which is Gen Z and millennials, those guys are just 24.3% of these 230 million people, according to this data report I'm using. Okay, good. Now, my target audience out of that 230 million people is actually just approximately 56 million people. Please remember that when you're not targeting the whole Nigeria, you are targeting Gen Zs and millennials, and those Gen Zs and millennials are actually 56 million people. Good. Okay, follow me. Now, remember that we are looking at targeting those that earn above a certain amount. That piggyvest report I showed you earlier, okay, that's 14%. So I'm going to now look at 14% of those 56 million people, which now gives me 7 million people. So approximately, again, this is an estimate here, but this just gives you a guide to make sure that who you are targeting is, there's a market for it, basically. So approximately, your business has about 7.3 million people it can target. Now, why is this important? Between 2016 and 2018, I had a particular e-commerce store that was focused on selling snooker tables or pool tables. Some people in the comments like to correct me that it's pool tables. Fine. Pool tables, you know that it's not necessarily cheap. Back then, I think on average, the local made ones were about 600 to 750, while the ones that they were imported was about 1.4 thereabouts, right? That sort of thing. So I used to sell those particular products, and those particular products, you sell it to two types of people. You either sell it to businesses that have bars, lounges, things like that, and they want to put the table in their business or in their lounge, or you sell it to people that are very wealthy and they want to put it in their house. Now, the challenge is back then, the internet was not as welcoming, and Nigerians were not as welcoming to e-commerce as they are today. So it was very, very difficult for me to sell my business or sell these snooker tables to these people. Now, what I used to do is I would tell people to pay 60% and then they pay 40% on delivery of the product, right? And I used to take that risk. So let's say the product cost me a certain amount, I would then cover the remaining, get the owners of the people that actually had the product, because I was dropshipping at the time, they would deliver it and then they would then pay me the 40%. I did not sell a lot of products, to be honest. I probably sold maybe like 10 pieces for this whole entire business, thereabouts. But I did make good profit, I won't lie, but I knew that it was not a sustainable business. And the reason why it was not a sustainable business was because the target market that could patronize me for this business was not big enough. Okay, so that's why this is very important. You want to know the target market or the target audience that you can actually hit, which from this particular estimation that we're working with now is about 7.3 million people. Now, this 7.3 million people, you would also have to tune it down a bit because majority of them would be in Lagos, Abuja, and Rivers. Right? Those are the three key areas where you find people that can patronize you and pay above $500 per product, that sort of thing. They are mostly in those three areas. Okay, so remember, factor that in, because when you're running your ads and all those things, you would also have to run by location, that sort of thing, right? If you're targeting mass market, you don't need to put location, just put Nigeria. Meta will do the other one for you, but we'll still talk about paid social later on in this particular video. Now, just so you know, all these images, I have put links in them. So once you click the image, it will take you to the exact source where this article or these details are. So you can also use it for your own personal research, that sort of thing. But remember, 100 likes. Now let's look at buying behavior. And I want you to know two things. First off is, whether we like it or not, everybody in Nigeria, especially the younger generation, Gen Z and millennial, have now like preferred to buy things online because of the ease of transaction and the amount of knowledge that they have accessible to them. Like, I can browse 4 to 5 different stores from just my phone at home. Now, back in the day, you would have to go to Cash and Carry in Ikeja, have to go to Mega Plaza in on the island, have to go to different places to be able to see different product prices and different qualities of products. Now, I can just sit in my house and do that research online. Okay, so people are beginning to evolve and embrace e-commerce businesses. This is very important for us because we are trying to build an e-commerce brand. Okay, so it's good that this is on the rise, and we also want to understand that we also want to have data that shows that this is on the rise. So now let's begin to look at number breakdowns, and I want you to look at two numbers. How many people are required for us to actually advertise our product to, or get them to visit our store to patronize our business and hit 100 million at a 1% conversion rate? Now, I'm using 1% because on average, your Nigerian, especially with Nigerians, your store would be between 1 to about 3%. When you are starting at the beginning, let me just tell you now, it's going to be lower than that. It's going to be at probably, 0.6, 0.7. And that's because you're a new business. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. As your business grows, right, it will just get better. Business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Business is not like a 100-meter dash. You don't just become great at business in 1 week. No. You have to go through a certain period, a teething process, right? I like saying that word. You have to go through a teething process where you become great at what you are doing and great at building your business. Okay. Again, I say all this to say a 1% conversion rate or lower is not the end of the world. Okay. Good. Now, to hit 100 million, how many people need to visit your store? That's what you are looking at here. Now, moving on to products, right? Now, products are very important. The reason why products are very important is because if you pick a shitty product, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but if you pick a bad product, guess what? You do all this amazing work for zero pay. And then you will now come online and say, e-commerce is dead, e-commerce is bad, yada, 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 yodo. Meanwhile, it's you that made that mistake. Now, another one that is giving us is small space storage furniture. Now, this is for people that stay in studio apartments or very small apartments. Because you don't have a lot of space, you might have to have like foldable furniture, that sort of thing, right? I want you to always think like that. So think product category and then think of product. Don't think of just products. And the reason why this is very important is because within product category, you might be able to find products that you've never thought of before. But if you go with products, you're already like putting yourself in a box just to work with those products. Okay? So please never forget that. So obviously, I'm going with the work from home furniture, right? So I've already started to look for some products. So you have products that can work for the mass market. You have this inflatable air sofa chair. Now this would work very well for somebody in school. Somebody in school, or somebody that is just, living in their first apartment or something like that. It will work for a very small apartment. So let's say you have friends over, you just bring this out, you blow it, they sit down there, they chill. You can play What, you can play FIFA, you can watch a movie, stuff like that. Now, these particular products we're looking at here, I found all this through Jiji. Okay, I use Jiji to source for this. The reason why I'm using Jiji is because most people on Jiji, they are businesses or vendors. So you can connect with them, get their number on WhatsApp or give them a call and negotiate better prices. Let them know that, oh, you are a retailer. Don't tell them you're a dropshipper, because dropshipping doesn't sound cool. Just tell them you have an online retail store. Okay, you have an online retail store and you want to start selling some of their products. Now, someone will say, oh, are you into dropshipping? Say no. Say no. They have an online retail store and it's focused on selling work from home products. And you see that these are particular products will work well for you. That sort of thing. If you can, try to visit them in their shop. One thing I noticed when I was younger, see me sounding old, when I was starting my first dropshipping store, is a lot of face-to-face time actually goes a long way. They see you as a more serious person, and it also gets you to build that relationship with them directly. This is going to be a very short tutorial on how to find products on Jiji. Okay, so first off, type in what you are looking for. So office chair, because we're looking for work from home products. Now, this is what you will find. What I want you to do is then change the location to where you are. So let's say you are in Abuja, or for this particular video tutorial, we're in Lagos. And within Lagos, you want to find places that are close to either where you stay or close to places where you can find, or you can go and visit the person. So we've zeroed in on Ikeja, okay? And then you want to go and look for verified sellers. Please make sure that the sellers are verified. And then you can change this to lowest price first, and then just begin to find products with this particular method. When you find somebody or a vendor or a product that you think can sell well, click on it. You'll be able to get the person's details and then reach out to them and see whether, you can either get a better price or be able to work with them as a online store retailer. I have put the links of all the Jiji suppliers here, so you can just click on it, get the Jiji suppliers, speak to them directly. Now, Damini does not know these people. Okay, that's my disclaimer. I do not know these people. I don't know who they are. I just found them on the internet. So when you're working with them, please do that with utmost caution and security and safety, right? Good. You can also import if you want to, but I'm guessing you will need the money to do a mini importation run. So what some people do, and I've done this in the past, is they would join other mini importers so that everybody can just bring in one very big container. When the container lands, you go in there, pick your own stuff, and you bounce. That's probably a good way for you to kind of start on a small scale and build. Now, my only challenge with that is it's going to take time. So you can start with, finding suppliers and starting as a drop shipper and take things from there. Okay, good. Now, let's look at costings. So this particular cost on Jiji at the moment, the vendor is selling it at 48,000 naira. The delivery charges are 0. The storage charges are 0. The advertising cost is 15% of the cost per unit. So if you sell it for 48,000 naira, 15% of that 48,000 naira is what ideally I would suggest you use for your advertising. Now, the reason why delivery charge, storage charge, and packaging costs are 0 is because the concept here is you are first being a dropshipper. So the supplier has the product. You are not the one that is going to keep the product to your house. So all those things are 0. Your cost here, your main cost is that advertising cost. So your total cost, right, is 55,200. How much do you think you can sell this product for? Let's say you sell this product for 65,000 naira. That means your profit margin is 9,800, I believe. Yes, your profit margin will be 9,800. which is not a very healthy margin. Your profit margin will probably be 19 or 18%, or maybe 20%. Now, for profit margins, you want to work with 35 to 50%. Don't worry, if it sounds a bit confusing, we'll talk about profit margins. I just want you to understand how the costing works, okay? If you plan to sell 100 products per month, then that means you're going to spend how much in advertising? 72 times 100. Okay? Once you know what that number is, divide it by the number of days in a month, and that's your advertising budget. Okay? So let's continue. Now, one thing I want you to understand is product research is important. Do not only source from one place. Okay? So what I've done here is I've also gone to Meta Ads, the Meta Ads manager, toggle to Nigeria, and then focused on just chair. I've just done a very simple search on chair. Okay? And I've started to look for possible suppliers that are selling chairs at wholesale price or in bulk. And I found this person. This person is selling that same exact product for 35,000 Naira. So what that means is the product that we even saw on Jiji could be a drop shipper that is selling this product. And this is their supplier. Again, I do not know. Okay? I don't know. But that's the idea. Now, whatever that means doesn't concern us. What we've just identified is a different supplier that sells the same product, hopefully at a better quality for cheaper price. Okay? So that's why you want to do your product research and find products that are affordable for you. Now, why is this important? Let's look at our mathematics again. So cost per unit is 35,000 Naira. Everything else is zero. Now, our advertising cost, which is 15% of the cost per unit, is now 5,250 Naira because it's now 15% of 35,000 Naira. My desired selling price is 50K. So now I am left with, what's that? I'm left with 9,749 Naira. And my margin is 19.5%. Now, the problem you're going to have is you can't sell this product for 55 or 60,000 Naira because everybody, you've seen it for 35, you've seen it for 48. I'm sure if you speak to the supplier, you'll probably get it for 30, right? So there's a price ceiling or the price gap that you can't cross. All right. Now, this is not the product we are building our 100 million Naira on. No, this is not the product. Let's now move on to the niche market. Okay. Now, for the niche market, I'm focusing on the standing desk, the ergonomic chair that I'm sitting on right now, as an example. And then also, just so you know, this particular 4K monitor, right? So now there's a reason why I'm showing you this in the screen. I'm not showing you, and I'm not showing you to flex. Please don't think I'm showing you to flex. There's no point in me flexing. I'm showing you because I have product knowledge. I understand how these products are. I understand how to use this product. I understand the reason why people buy this product because I'm the target customer or consumer here, right? So that sort of thing. So key takeaways. Number one, make sure you are profitable. And when I say profitable, proper margins, not these low margin things. If you want to go for low margins, make sure you are able to move a ton of products. And ideally, the better for you to move a ton of products is actually to sell to businesses, not consumers. Okay. There's also that middle ground that you can use. But yes, so make sure you are profitable. Sell products that you have more than average knowledge about. I've shown you guys the 4K monitor. I have the electric table. I have the ergonomic chair. I use these products. I understand the importance. I understand why I need it. I understand why people like me need these products. That sort of things. So when it comes to creating content, when it comes to creating the brand, when it comes to, writing stories about why people should use it, when it even comes to speaking to customers on the phone, I'm able to speak to them and tell them from a place of knowledge, a place of unique advantage or unique understanding, that sort of thing. Next up, you have your target customer. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to call him Niyi. Okay, handsome chap, probably obviously a tech bro. Now what you notice is that a lot of the data that we got at the first portion in our market research has come back here. Okay, so you have 25 to 44 male and female. They live in Lagos and Abuja. Primarily they earn between 400 and 2.5 million per month. They are designers, developers, marketers, analysts, editors, things like that. They either work remote or hybrid, hence they work from home. Okay, so they work from home, so it's important for them to have good stuff at their house. So they use laptops, monitors, Bluetooth accessories, familiar brands: Apple, Zoom, Adobe, Google, Microsoft, focus channels, YouTube. So for YouTube, it's called the tutorials that they watch, things like that. X, for some funny reason, tech bros in Nigeria love Twitter. I don't know why, but that's a story for another day. And then they also, spend time on Instagram, right? So why do they buy these products that we want to sell? So they sit for 6 to 10 hours per day. They want better posture and comfort. They want a premium deck setup like what they see on YouTube. They focus on aesthetics, productivity, and premium feel. Now, like I said, you can use AI for this, right? But obviously, because I'm talking to somebody that is just like me, I just came up with this. But for you, it might be different, and nothing is stopping you from using AI. Just make sure that the chat in which you started all your conversations from the market research point, you're still using that same chat. Don't move to another chat or start another chat. If you're working in the project, then you can start another chat. We now move on to platform design. Now, when it comes to platform design, don't just jump and say, oh, I want to design this e-commerce store on WooCommerce or Bumper or Shopify. No, the first thing you want to think of is actually building a brand. Okay, so building a brand. What's this brand that is going to be selling these products, these work from home products? What would that brand look like? The brand is there. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you have your products. Okay, how are you going to position them? What is the offer you're going to use to position those products to make sure that when people look at your branded store and they see your offer, they will know that this offer is one of the best offers I've ever seen in my life. I want to patronize your business. That's what I mean by platform design. Then after you have your core offer, you now want to talk about the fulfillment experience. So how do you go from buying your product on the website all the way to getting it delivered to their house? That is the fulfillment experience. What does that look like? That's what we're going to look at here. Okay. So first things first, Shopify has a simple, cheap, I think it's even free business name generator. You can go and use it there. One of the names I came up with, I was working with Office Home, right? So I was looking for a domain name and I just put Office Home. And then he actually came back with Homely Office. I like that. I don't know. I think it's a very good name. If you think it's a crappy name, let me know in the comments. But I think it's a cool name, right? Homely Office. And the slogan or the tagline is comfort-driven productivity. Okay? Nothing too... to be fair, it's quite dope, but it's not. You see, it's not some massive, difficult thing where you rack your head. Bas. No. We're using AI tools. We're using we're using like modern day internet and all these things to make our life easier. Like back then, when I was doing a few of these things, just thinking of name alone, geez, man, it would take you a while. And then you think of a name, you will now go to name checker, find out that somebody else has bought the domain or the Instagram page for that name is not available, things like that. Today, you have these tools like the Shopify Business Name Generator. You have Canva. You have the same AI tools, ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Claude, whichever one you're using, to just begin to help you think of names, right? So for me, Homely Office sounded really nice. Now, I went into Canva and I just started playing with some text-based logos. I like text-based logos because they are very simple and quick to get up and running. As the brand grows, guess what? You can always change your logo. Pepsi changes their logo all the time. Apple, the logo they started with is not the same logo they're using today. Like, don't think you are a mountain that you cannot move. You can move, okay? So just get things started. Now let's move on to the core offer. The core offer is very, very important. This is what makes your own brand, your own online store, your own business stand out from everybody else. And do not think you have to be the cheapest. No, you don't have to be the cheapest. There are ways around this thing, and I'm going to show you now. So first off, what is the key takeaway here? Build the perfect workstation without spending weeks researching furniture. Build the perfect workstation without spending weeks researching furniture. So what I'm telling you here is, by the end of this purchase, you would have the perfect workstation. You don't have to spend weeks breaking your head thinking about, oh, Are you sure this is the best one? Are you sure that's the best one? Are you sure it will work with this one? Are you sure I can pair with this? Yada, yada, yada. No. Once you land on Homely Office, we got you. Comfort-driven productivity. You get me in it? Anyways, so you have electronic adjustable standing desk, 395K, ergonomic office chair, 285K, 4K portable monitor, 140K. Now, if you add all this together, right, and you buy them one by one, you're going to spend 820,000 naira. But if you buy the three at once from us, you just spend 735,000 naira. So it goes back to what I said earlier. Build the perfect workstation without spending weeks researching furniture. Don't buy this one from here, buy that one from there, and buy this one from there and think you are saving money. No, buy everything from us and still save money. Unbeatable value at an unbeatable price. That's how you create an offer, right? So I'm giving you this example of how you come up with an offer, okay? Now, that's not all. There's also laptop stand for free. We come and deliver to your house. So far you stay in Lagos and Abuja, we'll come and deliver to you. Now, this is going into that fulfillment experience I was telling you about earlier. How would this work? Let's say you are working with a vendor or a supplier that is in Lagos or Abuja. Have a negotiation with them, have an agreement with them. This is why I say you should go and meet them face to face. Let them understand what you're trying to achieve and let everybody know that this is business. Everybody makes money, right? That sort of thing. And then you can relate to them and say, okay, you know what? This is how we will deliver to you. Now, here's something that's very interesting. You are the one that can actually be the one to go and deliver to these people. But you will position yourself and package yourself like you are not the one at all. You are just the boy of your brand. Nobody needs to know. So you are the one that will go there and set it up for them. All right? Now, some of you will be thinking, it sounds too long. It sounds stressful. Fine, no problem. But this is how people make money. Where's that thinking big book? Femi Otola's book. I'm messing up my table because of you people. This book, I need to move it there. I'm not finished reading it. That's why it's not there. This particular book, the guy was selling diesel. This guy was selling diesel. He was going to go and get diesel and sell it and deliver it himself. He was going to places after selling his diesel. What's your excuse? Oh yeah, he's a billionaire. Oh yeah, that's why he's a billionaire. Anyways, so you have your free delivery set up, right? Next thing you want to do is offer them 12-month warranty. Now, make sure the product is of good quality. This is why I also don't like selling cheap products. And it doesn't have to be 12 months. You can offer 3 months, you can offer 6 months. Don't think that because Damini wrote 12 months here, you have to do also 12 months. When you are going to deliver these products, you are not going to go there wearing a funny looking shirt. No, you go there branded. This is why, and this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that at the beginning, it will be you that will deliver these products. You wear a t-shirt with your brand on it. Homely Office. You wear that white t-shirt. Make sure you smell nice. Please don't stink. Please, I beg of you, don't stink. So wear your t-shirt, spray your armpit, make sure you smell nice. Go there. If you're a lady, speak to your brother, or speak to one of your male friends or your male best friend. Let the two of you go. Now, the reason why you also want to be the one to deliver this thing is because you want to take pictures, you want to take content, you want to have transformation videos. You see, this whole thing, I'm not just telling you to do it for the fun of it. There's a reason why you want to do it, and the reason why you have to be at this particular stage. Like, you need to put your hands inside it. You need to get into the nitty-gritty. Don't try and be cool. Don't. Like, there's so many times when somebody's saying something, I can just be like, this one is not ready. Like, you're looking at me now, like, oh, this just didn't happen. But let's continue. So yes, you have your branded shirts. Now, this branded packaging one, it might not work for everything. Now, one thing that you can do, and I've seen a lot of people do this, is whatever case or carton the tables and chairs come in, you can have a sticker. Again, these things they're not expensive, right? You will say that, oh, that's another expense. Oh, I have to spend money on these things. Trust me, it goes a long way. And it just makes you look more professional and makes you stand out. Even if you are drop shipping, you don't look like a drop shipper. Okay? I'm going to show you an example of a drop shipping brand. Well, to be fair, I think they are drop shipping. I'm not sure. But I'll show you an example of a brand that I think is drop shipping that is doing an amazing job at this. Okay? So these particular tables, they come in like all these like brown boxes, right? Get a sticker, put your sticker on top of it. All of a sudden, it is from you. Right? Now, some of you will say, oh, if I'm working with a vendor, I'm working with a supplier, and they're the ones that are going to ship it to the customer, how can I be sure? Now, if you are selling something that is worth 735,000 naira and your profit margin is, let's say, on each purchase is most likely above 100k, yes, like I'm 100% sure your profit margin is above 100k, you can be the one to go to that place where your supplier is, get the product and pick it up and deliver it yourself and assemble it yourself. Trust me, that whole content for the first maybe 3 to 6 months of your business would make you it will make you millions. And if you consistently do it for 2, 3, 5 years, it will make you billions. I can tell you that for free. I guarantee you that. Right? So yeah, be the one to pick up the product at the beginning. Now, if you don't want to, it is fine. Your vendor supplier has the capacity, because you're not the first person they are doing this for, trust me. And they are doing it for themselves as a business. They can deliver for you. But it's just good for you to have that branded sticker, put it on the box, let it look like it came from your own store or your own warehouse, that sort of thing, right? And then you want to give your customers or your first-time customers some gift. So you can give them a cup, you can give them a notepad, you can give them a laptop stand, you can give them a desk mat, something that they will find valuable and something that is branded. Make sure it is branded, please. And don't make sure it's branded. I don't want to tell you that make sure it's like a big logo. Don't do that. Some people don't like that. And you want to give them something that they will use, right? But you want to brand it. The reason why I'm saying this is when they have friends and family or colleagues over and the person sees the table or sees the setup, they'll be like, man, where did you get this from? Guess what they will see? Your logo. Even if they can't remember your name, you'll be like, oh, it's from these people. Then they will point at the logo. Okay? Again, all these things I'm telling you to do, guys, there's a reason for it. Lock in. So now let's look at some examples. So I found an inspiration store that we're going to use. This inspiration store, what I want you to do is look at how they did their categories and things like that and create your own store on Shopify following a similar format. Don't copy like for like, because this particular store, they sell home. The category is home. Remember, your own category is work from home. It's not the old home, right? So you want to look for that and make sure you build in that way. Now, this particular store, they might actually be a dropshipping store, I'm not too sure. But I want you to know that this store, they are probably making bank. The reason why I'm saying this is there's a tool called Built With, right? When you use Built With, it shows you the tools that an online store is using to build that online store. Now, for product pages, a simple format I always use, one product image. So, for example, product in focus, right? Number 2, there should be a video or a GIF. So the video or the GIF should be the product in use. So let's say if it's an adjustable table, show when people can press the button, the table goes up, press the button again, the table goes down, things like that, right? You can also show like an unboxing or what's in the box type of video. So online builder tools, they don't allow you upload video. You can upload GIFs. So if you want to do that, turn your video into a GIF. Now, for you to do that, there's a platform called easygif.com. These guys are the OGs. I've used these guys for years. Shout out to those guys, man. Whoever they are. Big shout out to you guys. You guys have been saving lives. Anyways, so you want to turn that video, or even an image actually, you can turn that into a GIF and then put that into your online store builder. Now, another thing I want you to do is make sure you have WhatsApp Business as an app added to your store. Not a chatbot, not a chat box. WhatsApp Business. Let the customer see the WhatsApp icon when they go to your store and be like, oh, I can actually send them a message on WhatsApp. Check it. The reason why I'm saying this is a lot of people would want to message you, especially when it comes to buying things online in Nigeria, which is fine. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated. To be fair, you will get upset. You will get frustrated, but don't let it bother you too much. Okay. Just understand that we're in this to make. Always remember, that's why you're doing this. Okay. Now, when they come to WhatsApp, they have very simple questions. Oh, where is your shop located? Where are you located? Is there payment on delivery? How soon can I get it? All those amazing things. Now, trust me, if you've done this, if you've built your store the right way, all the answers are in your store. Now, don't be Don't be silly. Don't tell them, oh, go back to the store and look for it. Answer the questions. But when it's time for them to make a purchase, please make sure they go back to the store to make that purchase. Don't collect money from them inside WhatsApp. Don't. Except it's like a very, very extreme case and they've decided that, you know what, is that how we do this payment, we do this transaction on WhatsApp, or I'm not doing at all. Always get them to go back to the website. The reason why I'm telling you to do this is because you want the website to record that data. It will make sense later on when you are doing your paid advertising to other people that look like those people, right? Or if you are retargeting or remarketing a new product to that same customer, that sort of thing. And then your website or your CMS provider or your online store builder can also record them for your email marketing or your SMS marketing, so you can reach out to them later again. So this is why it's very, very important. I understand when you're first starting, you want to make all the sales, money is hard to come by, you don't want to lose a sale. I understand, I get it. But trust me, it just helps you in the long run. It just helps you in the long run for you to build and get them to make that transaction on your store. Now let's go to social media and paid social. Okay, when it comes to social media, I want you to pick one platform. We're starting strong, we're starting fast. One platform, not Instagram and TikTok, not Instagram and what's the other one again? YouTube or X. I know I mentioned it earlier that a lot of your customers are on X. But ideally, you want to pick one platform. That platform is Instagram. Maybe you say, oh, let me also create a Facebook page and just be posting there. That's fine. With Instagram, you can post the same content on Facebook. And that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to take Facebook as a core, primary, second channel. No, just focus on Instagram and grow on Instagram. Please, I beg you. Now, find out what's working. I've just shown you some content examples here. So there's a brand called Balolo. I don't know why I said that, but I think that's what they're called. Either Balolo or Balolo or Balolo. I don't know, whichever one is called. I love the name. I love the name. Then the Dream Home store that we were looking at earlier. Then this is the one that I believe is a dropshipping brand. I believe, I'm not sure. And the reason I say this is because of the way the brand website looks. The way the brand website looks, the way the what's it called now? The way the bio looks and the way they are running ads. I believe this is a dropshipping store, but I might be wrong. But yeah, Economist, great. Then you have some content creators, UGC creators, and brand influencers. So you have J Setups. You have this Nigerian lady doing a great job. The media answer, really sharp content. And then you have Olio. Another thing that you can easily do is just go to your Explore and type work from home. And you can just begin to find loads of content, like content, UGC content style, product reviews, testimonials, competitor brand posts, things like that. Just go there, search. Just take inspiration. And then, begin to use that to ideate what you can use to create content for your brand going forward, right? So what I've said here is create a combination of static images and carousel images, right? Even video as well. And all of this you can create in Canva. So what I do is, if you check, you can't check my Canva. But if you check, to be fair, I have an all-in-one toolkit that you can actually use. But yes, if you check my Canva, you'll see that I have done it per brand. So a particular brand has all its like content. So the one for carousel, the one for static images, the one for videos. I literally just most times drag and drop, change a few things like that. Okay. So yes, that's something you can do for your business. And then you also want to have UGC and testimonial reviews. Now, one hack I always use, especially when, I'm working with a new store, is so for example, let me just use as an example. I have this particular table, right? I have it's here with me. What I can do is I can bring different people to come and experience this table. Again, there's only one table, right? And then film them as they are giving their reviews and talking about the product. Now, these are not customer reviews. These are just reviews or product reviews. Okay? See, you have to make sure it's very careful, because if you say it's customer reviews and they didn't buy the product, you are lying. But if they are testing the product, it's a product review. And with product reviews, you can use that for your marketing, you can use that for your ads, things like that. Okay, please understand the difference. Understand the difference. And that's how you want to create UGC content, right? I've told you, if you're anyone that is delivering the product, make sure you do transformation videos, stuff like that. Now, when it comes to paid social, I'm just going to use Economist as an example. Again, you can see here they have 310 ads currently running. They have ads around chairs. They have ads around walking pads. They have ads around this particular table, the adjustable table. They have ads around a monitor. They have ads around certain types of shoes that help with massaging certain touch points within the soles of your feet. That sort of thing. Like I said, their creative team is doing an amazing job. And that's why I think it's a dropshipping store, because you shouldn't be pumping out such a variety of different products if you are just a new brand, right? You'll be building around. But again, I don't know. I just think they're a dropshipping brand. I might be wrong. I'm just saying this as an allegedly or a disclaimer, just in case. But yes, they've done a good job. Go in there, look at examples of how they are doing their content, and use that as inspiration for your own paid social. Now, reality check. Like I said, this whole thing is very, very simple. It's extremely simple. And for me, yes, it's simple for me because I've been doing this for such a long time. But it's also simple for you once you understand the logic. But it is not easy. I want you to understand that it is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But it is simple. So understand that. This is another one that, I've learned the hard way. Try to do this thing with somebody else. Start this business with somebody else. You will move faster. You will see better results. You can bounce off ideas, things like that, right? Don't get me wrong. Doing all of this comes with its own issues, comes with its own problems as well. But I'm sure it's nothing you can navigate. You cannot navigate, rather, right? So I'm not saying it's a must. I'm just saying that think about it. I'm not saying it's a must. It's you can do this on your own, right? You can do this on your own. Again, it's not 100 million we're looking for here. We're not looking for $1 billion. If you're looking for $1 billion or something like that, then maybe I'll say, okay, you know what? Let's get a team involved. But if it's just you, especially with AI, you can do a great job. You can do this on your own. Okay, good. You need to be creative and you need to be analytical. So the left and right of your brain needs to work very well. You need to be creative because, again, you are building brands, you're creating content, you're creating copy, things like that. You need to know when a particular piece of content is around you. You need to be able to smell it. Like, I remember, I think the December of 2018, December of 2018, I went to deliver a product that I was selling at the time. And then the person I delivered to brought it out of the box. And I was like, oh, sorry, can you put it back and do that again? And then the guy did it, and then just spur of the moment started to speak about the product, started to speak about the brand, started to speak about me, took that particular piece of content, ran ads, made about, I can't remember, but I know I made millions in 6 weeks. I remember that was like a big testimony for me that time. It's still a testimony for me now. I'm grateful to God, thank you, Lord. But yeah, it's you just need to be quick on your feet. Like, so many things will happen around you and you just need to be able to quickly test it, right? And again, this is low competition. Now, nothing is stopping this from picking up, later in the year, picking up 2027, picking up 2028. Like I said, because people have started to embrace that work from home culture, people have started to embrace e-commerce, people have started to embrace buying things online, right? These kind of ideas will not remain the same. They will not remain easy to start, because then, a lot of people will begin to now know that, oh, this thing is not actually this price. It's actually this price. Oh, I can actually bargain and get this off this person, blah, 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 blah. That sort of thing, right? So speed will be required for this particular type of business, okay? This one is also very, very important. You must look the part. You must look the part. Your brand must look the part. Remember, we spoke about the fulfillment experience. Again, it sounds a lot, it sounds extra, but trust me, that extra will help you. That extra will help you. One of the easiest ways for you to make money in your business is to get other people to talk about your business, word of mouth. Like, guys, it's free marketing. Why do you wanna mess that up? And one of the best ways for word of mouth marketing to work in your favor is to just look the part. Like I said, this particular book, he was talking about some guy that he did a furniture deal with, and the guy came with some dodgy car. Once he saw the dodgy car, he was like, nah, there's no way I'm giving this guy this money. They negotiated prices down. And, you know, because Mr. Femi Otedola is such a great guy, he told the guy that, oh, the reason why I, negotiated the price down was because you didn't look the part. Take my Mercedes or something like that. But it was a story in the book, sure, but... Anyways, I say all that to say, just look the part. Please, look the part. Not just you. Let the brand you are building also look the part. Okay? Cheapest way to get started. Cheapest way to get started now, immediately after this video. Begin to source local suppliers. I showed you how to find those suppliers on Jiji. I showed you how you can use the Meta Ads Manager to find the same suppliers or wholesalers on Meta. Go into the local markets. These people, go to the places where the suppliers and wholesalers of this kind of products normally spend their time. Go there. Go and gist with them. Go and become their friends. Or go take I don't even know, buy Coke for them or something, buy them Chicken Republic. I don't know. Just begin to source these things out and begin to work on your margins. The margins are very, very, very important. Now, one thing I did that you might have noticed or not noticed was instead of selling just one product, I created a multi-pack offer and sold multiple products in one product or in one offer. Okay? That's the sharpness of Damini Williams. Now, nothing stops you from selling it differently. So you can sell it one. But again, I've just decided to go that way because that's where I can actually create unbeatable value at an unbeatable price. Like competitors would either have to copy that same format and then sell at a lower price, which can happen. So the faster you have this up and running, the better for you. Now, what do you do next? I have a few videos that I suggest you watch after this. Like I said, 100 likes and you get access to this deck. And then I actually have other helpful resources when you go to Oja Digital. There are other e-commerce niches that I've looked at that also have opportunities. I'm going to start creating more videos like this. Let me know in the comments if you really found value. If you have any questions as well, let me know in the comments. Like I said last year, I have a video that I spoke about the 9 raw truths about e-commerce. This is the kind of videos I want to start creating for you guys because you guys, I need you guys to come and be bringing back testimonials to me that you are making millions. That's what I need. I need it. That's my momentum. That's my ginger. Because, once that is done, we then move on to phase 2. And phase 2 is exciting. Like once people are making money, we are all going to make money. I'm saying like all those I can't about people. But yeah, on a more serious note though, everything you need, I've put it out there for you. For this particular niche and this particular set of products, you're good to go here. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. 100 likes, I give you access to this. If you've not subscribed, this is the time for you to subscribe. Come on, don't you want more of this? And there are so many other things I'm also going to create content around. How to build content, how to run ads, the secret side of what a profitable ad looks like. I have a lot of content that would help you. I have a lot of content coming that would help you more. So all of this, shall subscribe. Anyways, peace out. I'll see you in the next video.